I stopped wearing wigs. Finally. And while this may not be a big deal for anyone, it's such a big deal for me because this simply started off as the 16-year-old girl, me, in secondary school, thinking, oh, this is a rite of passage. I'm finishing secondary school and I'm going to uni now. I can wear wigs, I can wear weaves, I can wear all those extensions. Because backstory, my secondary school actually encouraged us last 3 years of senior secondary school in Nigeria, as we call it. They actually encouraged us to sort of wear our natural hair out. And you know, natural hair back then to us was more like most of us had relaxed hair anyway, but it was fine to wear it out as long as it was well styled and all of that. So I mean, I wore my hair out then, and my hair was about, I think, this long, right? By the way, this is like 3 years of growth because I transitioned from being a relaxed girly to now a natural girly, and this is just a silk press, by the way, which I did at home. Okay, details about that later. But anyway, this started off as it just being a rite of passage where, oh, I'm leaving secondary school, I can use all the extensions, or that's the culture in Nigeria, you know, like, oh, it's just like, you're now a lady, you're no longer a girl sort of thing. I mean, I always loved my natural hair back then. I liked how nice it looked. It was relaxed and all that, but it was still very healthy. I liked it. I liked packing my hair to school. I got lots of compliments, you know, and you know, back in Nigeria, natural beauty is such a big deal. So people want to know in secondary school, it was like a thing of, you know, pride to have a nice figure, good skin. Even though we're really young, like teenagers back then, long hair, oh my god, that gave you points in school. So for me, although my hair was considered like average long, not like long, because there's that thing with black people thinking like genetics is what does not make our hair grow, which I'll come to later, which is actually not true whatsoever, but I'll come to that later. And shout out to all the YouTube girlies that have been doing a good job actually debunking that myth that black people don't grow long hair, because I've seen people with like very long hair, and it just turns out that it's that we don't know how to manage our hair. Well, most of us don't, and I certainly didn't till I had to find a way to fall in love with my hair after I stopped wearing wigs. Anyway, I digress. I was talking about how, yeah, this thing was about going to uni now you can use all the weaves, now you can use all the wigs, all of that. So I mean, and here I am 12 years later, the 16-year-old girl, now 28 and addicted to wigs. Like, that was me actually 2 months ago after my 28th birthday. I spent my 28th birthday in Egypt, and throughout my trip I think I began to develop a bit of wig fatigue. Part of it was also like particular wig I was wearing. You know how wigs, when you first buy them, they look really luscious, really nice, and all of a sudden my wig wasn't looking as great anymore. And I was like, oh, I know what this wig looked like when I first got it, and it wasn't just giving me that look anymore. I don't know if it's just wig fatigue or being tired of, you know, having that same style, because, you know, if you have a certain wig, you know, it looks good a certain way, and so you just keep it that way throughout the duration of wearing it, which is what I was doing with this particular wig. And so I just got tired of the look. I didn't like how it looked, and also it was just getting to me each time I took my wig off. The way my face looked was different, and so I didn't like to be seen, like, let's say you're my friend and you came to my house, I don't want you to see me without my wig, because outside you see me with my wig, so it doesn't make sense for you to come into my house and then I don't have my wig on and I look different from what I just looked like 30 minutes ago. And so it was just really hard, and I was like, no, I always wore my wig everywhere, to sleep, all of that, because it just felt strange to just like do a 360 like that. Sometimes I would let my guard down and, you know, do stuff, but generally not. Okay, so yeah, it took a lot for me to take my wig off. Sometimes I wore my wig for days, like I wouldn't, because it just felt strange to take it on and off and have like different looks. And of course, like, I wasn't taking care of my natural hair as much as I would have loved to. And I suppose the thing with me wearing longer weaves and natural weaves is, yeah, I wanted like longer hair, and I cut my hair in June 2023, right? And it was like short. I'll put a picture there. It was like short, but not short, around, say, there, right? And yeah, after that I was just like, I really love my hair. I was transitioning from being relaxed throughout my life. For the most part, I've always had like hair about this length, right? It's easy for my hair to get to this length, but to go past this length is another story entirely. So I had relaxed hair that was about this length. So I started, you know, cutting off my relaxed hair and growing out my natural hair. And I started that in January 2022. That was the last time I relaxed my hair, and since then I've been transitioning, and I eventually did the big chop where I took out all the split ends, like the relaxed ends, and just left me with like 18-month and natural growth. I mean, I was cutting gradually, and then I did a big chop that just left me with, like, you know, a sizable amount, something, right, like a bob. And I was happy with that. I did all the cutting. I just realized, and do you know, that made me realize how nice and soft my natural hair actually is, and it just made me think, oh, wait a minute, I never even needed a relaxer to start with, because even with a blow dry, my hair isn't hard. As long as it's moisturized, my hair is not hard. Yeah, like, so sometimes people see my hair like, what have you been using on your hair and all that. I'm like, even when my hair is dry, it still feels soft and fluffy, even though it's better when it's moisturized. But like, look at that. It's like, my hair is not hard to manage, so never needed relaxers to start with. But anyway, back to my point. I was saying, like, I sort of did my whole thing, my whole transitioning journey from January 2022, and I just thought, oh, I'll carry on wearing wigs till I'm ready to start wearing my natural hair again. That was the aim. That's what I mean. Like, I told myself that I would wear wigs for and do extensions and braids and all that protective hairstyles, like we call it in the Black community, for the next, say, 5 years. Just give my hair time to grow out, because like, I like sort of longer hair that I can pack up and things like that. And so that was the plan, right? And 3 years later, which is like around February 2025, like 2 months ago, I came back from this Egypt trip, and I was thinking, oh, like, I don't like how this week looks anymore. You know that thing where you either get wig fatigue, or you feel like this week has run its course, I need to use another wig. And I have a selection of wigs. So I was thinking, oh yeah, now I've just gone to next week. I've revamped everything anyway. All my wigs look good. So I was going to take out the next one, which is my bob wig, right? And the craziest thing about this bob wig, and that was sort of like where I had this rude awakening, the bob wig is about the length of my hair. So it's like, what exactly am I trying to achieve? I mean, back then in June 2023, when I cut my hair, it was hard to pack and everything like that, so I could understand going back to wigs. Well, for me, the epiphany was how I was thinking of going into a wig despite my hair being this length, and I was like, you can probably, why would you do that? Why would you do that? And it then made me start asking all these questions, where I was like, okay, oh, actually, the reason I remembered, okay, the reason I tend to use wigs is because it is a protective style for me. I can sort of like let my natural hair rest, and, you know, less pressure on my natural hair, less combing, less shedding, all of that, and just wear my wig, right? So that mindset kind of makes perfect sense, doesn't it? But I was like, hold on, what would actually happen if I rocked my natural hair that's about the same length of this wig? Actually, my hair is slightly longer than that wig now, but then my hair was just like maybe 1 or 2 inches shorter, or maybe slightly shorter, or maybe because I wasn't straightening it, so I don't really know. But the wig is about there anyway, and it's like a bob wig. My hair now looks exactly how that wig looks, except that the wig was a side pattern and, you know, equal on both ends. And because I've cut my hair in the past, I've cut my hair that short, so the way my hair grows, it's like in layers, right? So anyway, I was like, what would actually happen if I decide to just get my natural hair, not wigs, not that specific wig? What's going to happen? They look the same anyway, so what problem do I have with that? And then I started combing my hair, and I was like, nah. It took a lot out of me to actually finally decide to wear my hair to work the next day. And it got me thinking, like, why was it that hard to wear my natural hair? I remember how this started. It just started as an option, wigs, weaves, extensions. I never had, you know, problems that Black people that grew up outside of Africa sort of have in other places where, and now that I've lived in the UK for some time, I've experienced some things, but I didn't grow up with that. I grew up very confident about my hair length, everything like that. Like, I never had, like, for African standards, I never had short hair. I know many people that struggle to grow their hair. That wasn't me. I mean, I was growing my hair to this length, wouldn't grow anymore, which is story for another day. And I've actually found the solution to that from actually wearing my hair out more. I believe I found the solution to that, and I plan to grow my hair longer. But I never had all those problems. I never had all those self-esteem issues and all of that. So I was like, how did I get here? How did I get from weaves, extensions, all these braids and all of that are optional and I'm beautiful without them, to actually needing them to survive? And it's for me in that moment, before I eventually decided to wear my natural hair, it was, my options were, oh, I need to buy a new wig, or wait a minute, I have wigs at home. Never for once did my natural hair, carrying my natural hair, cross my mind. And to me, that sounded very like troublesome. Like, why would I not want, why is that not an option? And these days I also see videos online of people saying, oh, I have wig fatigue, and like, wearing out your natural hair any state is not even something that's been mentioned. And this is not to shade anyone at all. I was exactly in that position, and so I was just like, wow, this is so normalized in the Black community in general. And like, I was even remembering like instances where people like Patricia Bright were saying they wouldn't wear their hair out, that they only wear their hair out for 2 days max, and that's it. And because I've heard these things over and over and over, I'm like, yeah, this is what it girls do. Like, it's just this subconscious programming in it. And you know, it's just crazy. Like, we would spend thousands and thousands to sort of hide our natural hair. And I know not everyone has the same reasons, but to me, the mentality is just like, oh, I can remember Chelsea Laskani on Selling Sunset, and she had like a simple black wig that she could pack up to a ponytail and just wrap it up that looked more like a natural hair, and she got lots of compliments. I think that was the last season of Selling Sunset. She got so many compliments, and it's just like, oh, like, so why is carrying a natural hair not an option? And this is not to shade anybody wearing wigs. Maybe I'll wear wigs again someday, but it's just like, for me, it's just a reflection on me and why that wasn't an option for me. And it made me start thinking of other people, and why is this not an option for other people as well? Because I hear people ranting about, oh, wigs do this, braids do this, braids get rough, and wigs, you know, you get tired of them, and they're hard to maintain, and they're hard to put on, and the gels are not nice, and all of that, you know. I hear people talking about these things so much, and doing all these ranting videos, carrying the natural hair, or taking care of it, or treating it, or even if you think it's hard and all that, going to the salon to treat it and just carrying it for a few days is never an option for a lot of people, and it's normalized within our communities. I'm not condemning those people now. I'm talking about how that's reflected on me, and how I thought that, okay, like the it girls, or if I want to be like put together, I shouldn't be carrying my natural hair at all, you know. Anyway, it got me thinking, and here I am, and I started having to like work out how to feel comfortable carrying my hair, how to get comfortable with my face, because again, for me, it's like when you do a new style and you just look so different from like how you normally look. That's how my hair felt, and I'm like, damn, my hair shouldn't feel this way. And that's how I actually felt every time I took my wigs off and looked at myself. It's like, it's not like I'm not pretty, it's just that it's two different looks, and it's just strange, right? And so I just thought, babes, you know what, we're not going to carry, we're not wearing any wigs, we're not wearing any weaves at all for the rest of this month. And I said I'll do it for a week or two, but in March I decided, okay, I'll do this to the end of March, and yeah, we are past mid-April, and here I am with my hair. And not just only am I here with my hair, but my hair is also thriving, especially since I found the straight natural community. And this is not me promoting anything, it's just what works for me. I've learned about my hair porosity, I've learned so much about my hair, I've learned so much about what fits me. Imagine not knowing how to style your hair to fit your face, your own hair. Like, I did this as a teenager, like why was that so hard for me now as an adult? You know, I came up with all these excuses about how, oh, I look so young, I look too young, but it's like the wig makes me look exactly the same. So like, what exactly is it about my natural hair that anyway? So yeah, I found straight and natural community, and it's just been a blessing, because when I had weaves, right, I would make I know how to braid, so I'll do like a simple braid. So back then I'll wash my hair sort of every 2 weeks, I'll braid my hair, and then I'll put it, you know, on one of those nets before you put your wig on, and that was my routine. But in terms of moisturizing, I don't think I was giving my hair as much TLC, because I just thought, just leave it alone and it's going to grow. And that is partly true, but when you say leave it alone, not without moisture, not without actually taking care of it the way you should. I was actually taking care of my hair well at some point, actually most points, but the care, what I was doing was not what my hair sort of liked, you know. It's not what helped moisture penetrate into my hair. My hair wasn't necessarily thriving based on my routine. I wasn't thinking of my hair as, you know, a separate entity. I was just doing whatever. I had not researched my hair, I didn't know my hair. That's just how it is. That's, I think, the simplest way to put it. And you know, I just keep getting surprised, especially over the last few weeks, just carrying my hair and learning more about it, and all the things I could do with my hair and the styles that fit me. It's been such a beautiful journey, because what do you mean I could just wake up and just like, you know, just wake up and pack my hair a certain way and then I'm good to go, and I like my face? Because a big deal was also like my face. I was like, why do I look so different? And I just felt like, oh my god, my forehead is so huge. But it's not really true, it's just because the wigs kind of like come slightly more forward, because you don't want them resting on your edges, so all your edges don't go right. Oh, the edges are another topic, guys. And your nip hair, oh god. Anyway, so like, yeah, because of that I had like forehead dysmorphia, where it's like, you know, but now I'm getting used to my face. I know what my forehead is like. I'm happy with how I look actually, but it's just because I haven't seen myself like that for such a long time. It became so strange to me, and it's like there's nothing strange about looking the way I look. I'm actually beautiful with or without wigs. So like, it's just, you know, getting used to my look again. And I was like, I don't want to feel like this anymore. And it's not the first time I'll feel that way. Last year when I decided to do like a sew-in, not exactly a sew-in now, but I did all those, not exactly a sewing now, I can't remember what they're called. Is it K-tips? I did one of those things last year. Oh, the name's not coming to me right now, where you're just clipping, it's not clipping by the way, but they're clipping like little bits to your roots, so like your hair appears full. And the same thing happened where I wasn't used to my face for like months, and so I just reminded myself that, this is it again. I kept asking my friend back then, do I look strange? And she's like, no, you don't look strange, bro. Just because I wasn't used to seeing my face that way. And now I'm just so happy that I can wake up in the morning and I can just carry my hair, and I'm getting used to it, and I'm not worried about how I look. And I know I look good, but it was a process. It took me like many weeks to actually like how I look with my natural hair. Can you believe that? I can't even believe I'm saying that out loud. How did I get here? You know, anyway, I just thought I'd come share that. And also, like, just wearing my hair out this way, I think my hair is actually thriving so much more, because first off, what the wigs did is they pushed on my edges, right? Now my edges are growing back thanks to Secret as well. I have my baby hairs everywhere. I'm working on some areas, but generally, you know, you can't say I don't have my edges as well. And the big one is definitely my nape hair. My nape hair is just growing out again, and I suppose that's why my bulb is not as full as it needs to be, because my nape hair is so short, and that's because of the way those wigs, because you want it to stay on tight and not come off, and you don't want it to come off while you're doing certain activities, maybe you're traveling or you're working or whatever, so it's like so tightly attached there, and then it stops hair growth. The same principle as the front, stops as much circulation as it comes to those areas to promote hair growth. And so my nape hair has always been so short, and now I can't even imagine doing any damage to my nape hair on my edges by putting a wig on. I'm not saying I'll never wear a wig again, I'm just saying for now, like, I think this is what's most important for me in terms of my hair journey, to just like not wear wigs and actually allow my hair to just breathe. Even braids, I'm like, I don't want anything that would affect the health of my edges, my nape. And I also want to get used to looking at myself like this. I think that's the biggest part of it. Damn, like, I can't even believe I'm saying that out loud. My hair is like a part of my body. Like, how would I not be used to like looking at this part of my body? It's crazy. But anyway, I'm glad I am over that stage. I'm really glad. Also, my hair is thriving, because what used to happen is, you know, I said I would sort of wash my hair, moisturize and all that every 2 weeks, and then I'll braid my hair to put it on the wig cap and put my wig on, right? So what was happening, because I have really curly hair, I have like, I want to say I have like 4B/4C hair. My curls are really like loose. They're not, I don't take time to define them or anything like that, but they're not as hard. My hair is not as hard as a typical 4C. It's, I think, I'll just say somewhere between 4B and 4C, because it's not quite 4A anyway. So, and by the way, I'm fully Nigerian, right? Like I was saying, I would braid my hair and then I'll put it under the wig caps. And what will happen is, because my hair is very curly, it's with the tip, because I braided the tip, once water touches it, or because I squeezed it that much, if heat goes into that, the tip of my hair twists into a knot, and then I wouldn't be able to take that knot out, and so the end of my hair was breaking off. Every single time I braided my hair into all back or anything, the end of my hair would break off, and so I was not retaining length, right? So like, even braids, now I'm scared of braids, guys. Let me know if you have any recommendations in the comment section. But braids scare me so much right now, because I'm like, I don't want the ends of my hair to get like knotted up again, and then I can't loosen it and I lose my ends again. So I truly believe my hair is thriving in a straight state, because every time in the past that I've done braids, I've done a sort of protective style that allows my hair to go curly, and you know, I use spray bottle thin and all of that, the end of my hair actually goes knotty, and when it goes knotty, loosening it is such a big problem, and you know, the end of my hair comes off, and you know, that's just my own natural hair journey. Yeah, when I had relaxed hair, I didn't have this problem, but because my hair is natural, and you know, it goes into its curly state easily if water touches it, and so the ends of my hair were getting like knotted up, and just losing it was a problem. Now, you know, I'm just happy that I found the straight hair natural community. It was such a big deal, like learning to even like do my silk press myself, because I live in Exeter, and Exeter doesn't have like black hair stylists. They have some that are at home, but nothing like salon like where I could go get a silk press. People can probably do it at home, but you know, I might as well do it at home if I'm going to get someone's house to do that. But to the best of my knowledge, people just braid around here at home. So I am just happy that I can sort of wear my hair and not worry about it, not worry about how, you know, I look, I'm perceived, because I know I'm beautiful with my hair, and I actually love my hair now. My first week was such a disaster. Like, I didn't know how to style it, I didn't know what I was doing with my hair. I can't believe I'm saying that at the big age of 28. You know, I was worried about, oh, I look young with my hair, but who cares? Yeah, I look young. I'm 28. If I look 23, 24, God just blessed me with it. God just happened to bless me with that. So like, I'm not going to apologize or, you know, take away that privilege, which is natural and comes naturally to me. First 2 weeks, I don't think I knew what I was doing. I was just such a mess. But yeah, we are today. I think I know what I'm doing to a large extent in terms of products to use. Yeah, I bought a lot of products. I would say definitely being a straight hair natural or maintaining your natural hair is not cheap. Okay, it is not cheap. If you want to use really good products, I'm sure some people know cheaper alternatives, but for me personally, the whole point of using relaxers, not using relaxers for my health, right? So I definitely want to use products that would not compromise my health in any way, and so, you know, I just buy products that would, I'm sure, you know, are from brands that I can trust, you know. So yeah, anyway, here we are, my hair and my straight hair natural journey, which I'm really loving. If you are tired of wigs out there, I am challenging you to actually consider wearing your hair, learning how to take care of your hair, learning your own porosity, because trust me, we may all be African, we may all be Nigerian, we may all be black, but our hairs are so different. Even within Sporty community, our hair textures still feel different. So like, I don't think you should go off based on one person's routine. You can always find YouTubers and people with hair type like yours and go with their routine. And hair goals as well as a big deal, because some people don't want to lose their curls at all, and they don't want to even risk it at all, so they wouldn't use as much heat as I use. I've also learned a lot about heat, how much my hair can take, because mine is actually really soft. So when people say 400 degrees silk press, I'm like, if I try that, my hair would probably break off. Even like high to 200s, like even 235 is too much for my hair at this time. So like, yeah, I just know, and it takes a lot to learn these things about your hair. I'm so glad I'm here now. If you are starting out on whatever hair journey, natural journey, God help you, sis. And I'm wishing you all the best. I'm here for tips and tricks. If you think there's anything I can do to help you, definitely drop a comment and let me know what you think. But I'm really grateful, to be on this journey. I'm definitely proud of my hair. I started following influencers, or I started looking more at people that are managing a natural hair. Girls like Lori Harvey, she still looks good. She still goes on all the red carpets with a natural hair like up, she does a nice slick back, which I typically do when I'm not wearing a bob, and those styles look good on me. And just figuring out what works for you in the end. And really shout out to Lori Harvey, because she makes her hair on this red carpet. Same as Temia Tedola, she uses her natural hair to do a L'Oreal Paris thingy, and she uses her natural hair as well to go to some of these places, to go to these fashion shows, all of that. And those are the things I really look to see in those people, because, and I remember when Lori Harvey even said she was prioritizing her hair health over length, and that's kind of my journey at the moment. We'll see what happens with length, but I'm prioritizing actually getting used to my natural hair first, and then prioritizing my hair health, and I'm prioritizing, we'll see what happens with length. I'm doing my best, but we'll see what happens. I'm on top of it with my nutrition and everything generally, so I'm just hoping it all falls into place. But I love the hair I have at the moment, and I'm grateful for it, because like, this is 3 years of growth, and I'm hoping for more within the next 3 years. I've considered coloring my hair as well, but I'm just like, I don't want anything to damage what I have at the moment. I don't want anything to ruin this for me. But anyway, that's why I've been carrying my natural hair. If you check my recent videos, I've been using my natural hair, and I'm definitely loving this journey. Grateful that I'm here. And what I'll just say is that the wig culture can really be damaging sometimes. So if you love your wigs, also check in with yourself sometimes that you're actually happy with how you look without wigs, because you don't want anything to actually damage your self-esteem. Right, let me know what you think about the wig culture in the comment section, and as always, I will see you in my next video. Till then, adios.